Alright, in this video I'm going to illustrate the issue with the Razer Aatrox arcade stick for Xbox One on Windows 10. As you can see, the Aatrox is connected. You can see it here, it's listed as the Razer Aatrox arcade stick. In the device manager it appears as the Xbox gaming device. If we view this device, we can see that it is using a driver provided by Microsoft dated 4th of October 2018. Alright, this is the recommended driver from Microsoft. Now if we look at the update driver and we manually select a driver, we can see there's one other driver available. This is a driver from the 26th of May 2014, and these are the beta drivers for Xbox One gaming devices on Windows 10 that were provided a long time ago. So the situation as it stands at the moment is that the modern recommended drivers work correctly only in UWP applications such as Killer Instinct. These modern drivers are not detected by Steam, and the device does not appear in the Steam controller configuration and is not usable in games on Steam. The device does appear to be connected, however, whereas if one uses these old beta drivers from 2014, the Aatrox is usable in Steam and Steam games. However, only 6 of the 8 face buttons work, and additionally it does not work in UWP applications. So let's demonstrate this. I'm going to start Killer Instinct for UWP, the Windows Store version of Killer Instinct, which I have on a short link here. Okay. If there's any doubt as to whether or not this is the Windows Store version, we can actually see properties. As you can see here, the path is a Windows apps path. Right, so let's return to Killer Instinct. Right. There's usually a little bit of a delay here with the DLC sync. As you can see from the button options at the bottom of the screen, it has detected the controller, and we can customize the controls. As you can see, X, Y are bound to punches and right button as well. A, B and right trigger are bound to kicks, and then left button and left trigger are combined kicks and punches, all kicks, all punches. So let's just actually demonstrate this in the practice mode. Alright, so as you can see, I've actually got the input displays, so kick, 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 all kicks, that's the left trigger. Punch, 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 all punches, that's the left button. And obviously the input works as well, like so. So now let's exit the game. Now if we open up Steam, we go to our settings, we go to the controller settings. Now you can see the Xbox option is checked, the generic gamepad is checked, but it does not detect the controller. And if we actually run a game, a Steam game that uses the controller, such as Street Fighter 4,
Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition.
Alright, so we can see from the key display at the bottom that it hasn't detected the gamepad because it's displaying the keyboard keys. Additionally, if we actually go and attempt to configure, it's not even displaying a controller as an option. Okay. So let's exit this. Now, just in case there's any question as to whether or not this device is actually appearing correctly as a USB device, I have a piece of software here installed called Device Monitoring Studio, which is used for debugging USB systems. So as you can see, we've actually got the Razer Atrox arcade stickers detected here. I can actually start monitoring this. Alright. And now I can actually hit buttons. This is A, B, right trigger, right button, left trigger, X, Y, right button, left button, and then this is obviously the control stick movement. Also the view button, the menu button, and so on and so forth. So the device is definitely working in Windows. It's definitely detected as a USB device in Windows 10 with the latest driver. It's usable from other software. It just appears that Steam is not detecting it for some reason. So now let's illustrate what can be done to make it work in Steam. We manually forced to use this old driver from 2014. And obviously this old driver is not super happy with new versions of Windows, which I guess shouldn't surprise anyone. However, if we now bring up Steam and we attempt controller configuration, now we can see the devices here. Right, so now something worth noting, however, is I'm going to now configure the buttons. So this is obviously A, B, B, Y, X, left button, right button. Now if we go down to the very bottom, we've got the triggers. Now if we select left trigger, I'm pressing the button, but it's not detecting it. And the same for right trigger, pressing the button, not detecting it. Okay, so let's just demonstrate that this actually works in Street Fighter 4. You can actually see Steam has detected the controller already, since it displayed that pop-up. Now we're in Street Fighter 4. You can see it's detected the controllers, well, the controller in this case. I can go to button config, and there we've got the controller. You can see light punch is X, medium punch is Y. Obviously if I say attempt to bind throw to a trigger, nothing, doesn't work. Alright, so now we can see that the Atrox works in Steam using the old driver, but the right trigger and left trigger are not detected. Now, if we run Killer Instinct for Windows UWP, now you see it hasn't detected the controller because it's presenting keyboard keys rather than so forth, controller options. And if I go to the controller here, you can see again it's set to keyboard keys. If I attempt to remap this, you can hear me hitting the buttons on the Aatrox and it's not detecting them at all. And if I actually enter the game, again you can see I'm pressing the buttons on the, well, I would say C, but you can't see it, but you can hear me pressing the buttons on the Aatrox, not working. If I use the keyboard, WASD, see that is working. And then obviously the keys for doing this are, and so on and so forth. Alright. And that is it, essentially. As I said at the beginning of the video, the essential state of things at the moment, if one uses the new modern driver, the device works correctly in Windows Store applications. It is also visible to a USB debugging device, so it's not just a Windows Store thing, it is actually visible to general Windows applications. But it is not detected by Steam, whereas if one uses the beta drivers from 2014, it works in Steam. It does not work in Windows Store applications. It actually also isn't detected by that Device Monitoring Studio application I showed earlier. So yeah, that is the end of this video.